Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Come hang out in the chat room. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. Same as all of our social media. Tons of great content on there, including our acapella Godsmack video that is trending higher than anything we've ever done. Who would have known that we
was just making noises.
I'm going to say something.
I'm
going to say something that's a big deal. We are more popular in the butt rock community than Taco and Pat. I don't know why it is, but our guys, we're trending. We're trending higher than a Pat Lynch, which is odd because we're not in the rock space.
You try your hardest every day to come up with something funny, make people laugh, and then you're like, the video of you just making noises is the most views. Mm-hmm. Anyway, from the Orlando talk show, comedian and host Ross McCoy is here. How you doing, Ross?
Not since those veterans with damaged lungs came in here and sang, has there been an acapella performance like that in this studio?
I forgot about this.
And
oh, my God.
From the podcast Cinema Crespediso and Who's the Baddie?
Yes.
Chris Crespo's here. How you doing, Chris?
Thank you, guys. How you doing? Good to see you.
See you, man.
Happy to
Welcome.
be here. Thank you so much.
So, as you know, when Chris Crespo's here, we're going to talk movies. We're going to talk streaming.
Sure.
We're going to talk some business in the entertainment
You
world.
want to start there?
Sure.
We can we'll
Big
start
business.
Let's start with business, and then we'll get into
the fun.
Into the fun stuff.
So Netflix announced that they were going to acquire the WB and HBO Max streaming.
Yeah.
And that's just the streaming elements of that.
I don't know. Is that just
Warner Brothers owns HBO outright. So their streaming service is HBO Max.
Okay.
So by buying Warner Brothers, they're also buying HBO Max and all the content that comes on it.
Okay. So it was a huge deal, obviously. It would make Netflix the overall biggest streamer in the world,
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, it's a consolidation of two of the biggest streamers, and it kind of effectively kills the streaming wars. Like, it's over.
Well, how much
At this
bigger than
point?
Disney at this point? Because they're the other one, right?
They're bigger than Disney. They
Okay.
have, with just Netflix, 220 million global users. Disney doesn't come close to that. Now you're adding on HBO Max. That's probably another 50 or 60, maybe even more monthly global users. So, yeah, by far the biggest. With so much. Now the Stranger Things property is right next to Game of Thrones and all of that. They are dumping Discovery, though. They're not keeping the Discovery stuff.
Yeah, we don't want any of the real...
All that HGTV stuff.
Any of that real animals doing real animal stuff.
Yep.
We ain't got time for that. Get the hell out of here.
All the Shark Week stuff.
Yeah, you take your platypus and shove it.
They don't want any of that.
I don't want whales, platypi, any of that garbage.
They got it covered.
Also, we've already discovered everything. We don't need
It's all discovered.
Hey, go down there. There's something down there.
Yeah.
How many more Shark Weeks do we need?
You know what
Yeah.
Discovery
I know
Channel
about
says to me?
sharks.
Seen it before channel.
Yeah, yeah.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I call it.
I know all the myths already.
So they want to spin that off and get rid of all that and let someone else deal with that, purchase it, whatever. But yeah, it's a huge deal. 83 billion, excuse me, I believe.
Yeah,
the
it
number.
is billion.
Goodness
I had to
gracious.
double check that, and then it was so we have a $83 billion offer that has been percolating for quite some time, and then we have, as of this morning, and you said that this isn't really new news, but I guess the
it came out this morning.
Yeah, the declaration of it is where it's like, we've, hey, over here, Paramount says, no, we can do better than that.
Yes.
We have a better offer.
Yeah, and their offer was they probably offered more than Netflix initially, all cash, because they're owned by billionaires. And
My dad liked that, everything cash.
Yeah,
He's like,
they're like,
what if I gave you cash?
I'll give you straight cash money.
Yeah.
We'll meet in the parking lot. Cash that comes from the Ellisons, and also some like Saudi wealth funds would be buying into it. So
we're cool with the Saudis now, right? Everybody.
Oh yeah, they're great. No, they're awesome. We love them.
No, but it was what you're saying. Like everyone, like no, can never do that up until when then big comedians that were bitching about billionaires. I'm looking at you, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Decided that it's okay to do it now.
Maybe
right?
even before
so it's
that.
okay now.
It's even before that when like Jared Kushner got in bed with them.
True.
His hedge fund is fully
So
Saudi
we're
funded.
fine.
It's cool, man. It's just money. Who cares?
Well, they have unlimited money.
Yeah, exactly.
They do.
So there's nothing anybody could do.
And our money's running out, so we need some of their monies.
There you go.
So, Paramount last week sent a letter to Netflix and to their board and to everyone saying that Warner Brothers Discovery was not honest about their seeking for bids.
Do you
and
think
that
it was
they
a
were
real
favoring
letter? Like
Netflix.
they put a stamp on it and threw it in a box and let it go through the mail?
Maybe, yeah, sent certified on lawyer letterhead. I mean, that's so corny.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
true.
know.
You
I
know,
don't
yeah,
know.
they're really going to
They
go to
probably
those
do.
steps.
Yeah, they probably do have to do that.
And then they make a bunch of copies and send them to all the shareholders, and people are like, I got the email. I don't need a stupid
What if
letter.
that
What's wrong
ended up
with
on,
you?"
like, for instance, intern Tom's desk, and he just put it in a box and it never got delivered? That'd be crazy.
That's why you send multiple letters.
I'll leave it
yeah.
on my desk, by the way. I won't even,
Who
it'll
cares?
just be piled up on my desk until the pile
Yeah,
eventually falls
just
over.
another company being mad. So they've been saying foul play because they're saying that Warner Brothers is taking the Netflix deal because then certain people high up, like maybe David Zaslav, who runs everything, could be getting a nice cushy job at Netflix, a lot of shares down the road, et cetera, et cetera. So Paramount put in a hostile
Free
takeover
streaming
bet.
at their house.
Hey, that's you know how much,
Dude.
all that's gonna go up
Dude,
too.
with
When-
the no commercials.
no ads, forget about it. It's gonna be like $50 a month, no ads. 60, who knows how much?
$50. I'm not paying. No.
No one wants to-
I'm just reading books.
We're
I'm
going back.
to
We're going
books.
back to cable prices, man.
Ross
Yeah,
has been
yeah.
telling me to go back to
So,
books, baby. It's time.
yeah.
Because here's the thing, the money's in the advertising.
Yes.
And that's what I've learned in business over the past 10 years is that's where always will be the money, is that it'll be
Quote
in
him on that. That's where always will be the money.
Write that on my tombstone.
You know what,
my
wise-
cameras.
You know, a wise businessman once said.
Oh, why did I even try?
What was the way he phrased it? I wanna-
That's where always will be the money.
That's where always will be the money.
But Yoda talk like that.
Yeah, we love him.
So
But yeah, it's true. Advertising over subscriptions for sure. For sure.
So it because that the subscription model it has made them the money to start,
Sure.
but the advertising will finish it off.
Absolutely. We'll
And-
keep them going.
And we'll get back into where we were 30 years ago,
Yeah.
where we're now just watching commercials for 5 minutes every 10 minutes.
Hey, I
It's
was
awful.
okay with it. You guys were the ones that said we had it wrong. You were the one that changed it. Old Cable Box Danny's been cool with it.
That's fair.
Cable Box Danny has never been. I've look, and you look at where we are
Yeah.
now. We're right. You're all back here.
Listen.
Sitting sides, just with Cable Box Danny.
we're
You're
all
all
back in it.
beside me.
Yeah.
All I know
Build back better. All in this together. All the same. All pink on the inside.
is that this generation will remember the great no commercial period of time
Oh,
where
yeah.
there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
8 years where we just watched things, no commercials. There was like, there's no ads anywhere. We're just
best-
over and over, just endless. No, there's
Yeah.
no breaks.
I would
Yeah.
argue that there's a finite 2 years in there where we had the option for like $1 more to get rid of all commercials. Where we had, you know what I mean? Like where you threw a
Yeah.
little bit of money at her, where they'd be like, "Hey, do you want to go commercial free?" I'd be like, "Yes, I do, 99 cents."
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Oh my God, my life has changed."
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
Prime's doing that now for $3 a month. You get Prime ad free, but how long is that going to last for? When are they going to start bumping that up?
See,
You
I
want
don't
no
believe
ads?
it.
You have to start buying into it. It's
You might
awful.
as well watch the ads then.
I bought it.
Mm.
I bought it on my TV. Does not transfer to my phone, even though it's the same account. They want like
Oh.
another $3 to not watch ads on my
Boo.
phone.
Device specific. Awful.
At least the commercials will be custom tailored to exactly who we are, you know, which will make it almost impossible not
Mine
to
are
watch
all
stuff.
porno.
You know, because now with all the information the streaming services have on you, because it's all open now, that you'll be marketed exactly like, oh, you're a 45-year-old male with kids and you like mowing your lawn on Sunday. Here it is, and then just market exactly to
That
you.
Here's an ad for
terrifies
some
me though.
statins.
That terrifies me though because they will advertise the sourdough pretzels I like. And then an AIDS medication. Do I have AIDS? I don't know. Do they know something I don't?
Yes, I know
Should
more
I
about
go to
What
the
aren't they
doctor?
telling you about
Yes.
these AIDS-filled pretzels? Right, that's what I would think. I'd connect the two. I'd be like, well, obviously somebody in there's trying to help me, and somebody's in there trying to harm me.
Yeah. Like they know so much about you, it's insane to the point of like this guy goes to this website every morning, and you know what he does. And there's
Yeah.
and there's like this guy, like you know, like so specific-
masturbating on the toilet?
Exactly what you bought on
am.
Amazon every year for Christmas, what what services you already have owned, like where exactly you live, what the closest retail stores next to you. It's become like
Yeah.
Minority Report. You're walking down the street and it's just like, hey Tom, it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
actually what I call Next Door. I just call it Minority Report. I've been working on that joke for a while. I've actually been working on that one for a
That's
while.
good.
And I saw it opening
deployed
and I
very
shot it
well.
in there, but that's actually written in my phone. and I don't do stand up. I don't do, but I like that one. I'm actually kind of proud
That
of.
was very well deployed.
Thank you.
That was very
Thank
good. Yeah.
all right, let's
Stunned me into silence. Actually, was so good.
Only other movie I can think that might work for is Coyote Ugly.
let's get right to some
Yes.
movies,
Sure.
and then we'll get to a little celebrity gossip because we got to talk about the Tarantino.
Oh, I love hot goss. Yeah.
Which
Tom has changed
I'm
since the
gonna
last
take on-
time you've been here. He's really into hot gossip.
Nice.
So let's talk about Wicked for Good.
Yeah.
You saw it. My family saw it. I didn't see it yet.
You know, my family saw it, or actually my daughter saw it. Andrea and I have yet to see it. But I'm not anti it. It's just haven't had the time.
I went with my girlfriend Marissa and her friend.
Nice.
Was there like in support for them. And I saw the first one. I want to go ahead and see it play through. And they're huge movies. I'm watching them, thinking about we talked about this last time, what the theme park's going to look like. You know, the sets and everything are so incredible, and the production design is really good. I thought the movie was fine. I mean, it's not for me. I don't really care too much about the whole Wicked stuff, the play and the books and all that. But I do know Wizard of Oz, and it is interesting. Not knowing anything going into it, seeing how they like subvert a lot of things about Wizard of Oz, things that you think you know, like the beginning of the movie, Dorothy's house falling on the Wicked Witch of the East, and then we were just like, oh yeah, this house just falls on this lady, and then we're moving on with the movie.
Let's steal her shoes.
Yeah, exactly, all this stuff, and so this movie actually gets into that, and it's. I mean, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but that house, that was a straight up murder. Like, that house was summoned, and that woman was killed, and it's actually very hysterical the way she dies. She just doesn't move out of the way. And it just take a lot of things like that. The Tin Man, where did the Tin Man come from? And it actually now has a very dark origin, and he becomes very mad, and now he has a reason for wanting to kill the Wicked Witch of the West and all that. It's very interesting, the story beats, the way they twist some things around and make you rethink that original Wizard of Oz movie and the story.
So, Chris, do you think this is going to continue on because there are so many characters in Wizard of Oz? You could start writing backstories to each one. I mean, each character could have an entire series backstory, and they could just
becomes
make
like
it up. You know,
Harry Potter, right? The
Yes.
land of
Yeah.
Hogwarts or whatever. you
Where
know?
did Toto come from?
I would love a Toto movie.
Okay,
An animated Toto movie.
Toto movie, 100%.
Yes.
Or Saturday morning cartoon. You
Oh,
know?
a series. Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
like a
fun.
little show with Toto.
Give me
Or
some-
just his dad's old yeller, and they just call it right there.
Okay, I like that.
Very sad.
Or what if he's what if Toto is what if we kind of cast Dallas Buyers Club with Toto? Right?
Just start putting Toto into
Yeah,
other
yeah.
movies straight
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Pulp Fiction with Toto.
Yeah, I'm into it.
They are making more Wicked movies because these two have made so much money and they're so successful and people like them that they're for sure going to crank out more. And the guy who wrote the books announced that next year he has a book coming out that's Glinda, the Good Witch, her like childhood, a prequel based on her. So he's expanding his portion of the universe. That's just giving more fodder to Warner Brothers or Universal, whoever it is, to make more Wicked movies, TV shows, whatever. As long as these things make money, they're going to keep making them. That's part of why they didn't call Wicked Part 2. They changed it to For Good because now they want to have the titles be open-ended, so it's not like, oh, this thing's going to end. They want it to continue going.
That makes
So,
sense.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah, so for sure more Wicked stuff's coming.
okay, and how would you say this movie compares to the first one?
I think it's more. I found it more interesting because it's wrapping up the story, so there's more like darkness in there, more drama and all that, and it's got a pretty good emotional ending that I liked.
How were the performances by?
I mean, all great. Their singing's
Yeah.
great. Grande is. I'm not even a fan of her. She's great in this role. Erivo's fantastic as per usual. Goldblum, man, any Goldblum is good. Goldblum. He's a lot of fun as the what do you call it? The wizard?
Yeah,
and all
the
that.
wizard.
Yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed it for sure. I thought it was interesting. I thought
Nice.
it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like Maisie liked it more than the first one, and I think your boys, even though it's more, I think it is more of a girl.
Yeah, that's
like,
what they said.
Forward style story. Sure, I understand that. But they said they liked this one, at least when they were bopping around in here for Kids Cast, they were like, yeah, this one had more action.
Yeah,
All
got the flying monkeys and all that stuff. There's there's some things happening this week.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that's unexpected.
Speaking of which, did you guys see? You know how they're doing Wizard of Oz in the Sphere in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
A flying monkey fell during a performance and hit somebody in the audience.
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't know they used
What do you
real
mean?
flying monkeys. I thought it was supposed to be on the screen.
And it looked pretty big too. It was like a big kind of like
Like a
glider,
fiberglass
almost
thing.
almost
yeah.
a life-size type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
There is a 4D element to the Sphere where when the tornado's going, they're blowing like fake leaves out into the. So you got to cover your cup, or else you're gonna end up with fake leaves in your
my
beer.
God. I'd be
Yeah.
so pissed. I buy a
Hold on.
$18 beer and you blow leaves
You
into
blow
it.
leaves into
You
it,
want to see
yeah.
somebody tear the Sphere apart?
Yeah.
Cable Danny
There you go.
will little cable box Danny will tear the Sphere. I'll tear it apart. $18 beer and you blew leaves into
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You asshole.
That's not.
Why
I
would
thought-
you do that?
Maybe to make you go and get another one.
Oh, that's the whole point, is just to have the whole thing looking TV everywhere.
Yeah, I thought it was a big TV. Why are you hanging stuff from the ceiling? That, you know what? That's cheating.
They are. Maybe it
That's
is
cheating.
cheating.
Then you're not the Sphere that I thought I knew.
Imagine
You're not the Sphere I thought I knew.
You're sitting there though, and you're like, God, it looks like that monkey's coming right at me.
Wow,
Bam.
this 3D is incredible. I'm not wearing glasses. Pow. Right in the face.
But if I get hit by it and I'm not killed, I'm like, Rich.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know why
Oh my God.
that shouldn't be my first thought.
I would
but I'm
change my name
thinking
to Sphere, Danny.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're paying dearly for this.
Yeah. And
That
I'm
was my-
screaming. As I'm
yeah,
screaming,
yeah.
my lungs off.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I forgot everything. The concussion's where you get them. Anyway, all right. Let's.
Oh, they were dropping apples too, apparently.
Let's.
And they had to stop doing that because people were fighting over them. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, they were
really?
begging for a lawsuit. at
Yeah,
that
I mean,
place,
if
yeah.
you're gonna look, if I'm paying a ticket, I go in there and you start throwing crap at me. We're at a Gallagher show now.
That's
You
true.
know? Like,
Oh, Gallagher in the Sphere. Oh,
good
man.
Lord, pull a ginormous
Get Gallagher 2 in there.
mega condom out of a giant couch. I remember as a kid, I saw that. I didn't even know what a condom was. Gallagher taught me what a condom was because he pulled a giant one out of a giant couch. Because
Yeah,
he was
I remember the
poor.
giant couch. Yeah,
And he pulls a used condom out of it, and I was like, "What the hell? That's a weird rubber glove."
the one finger rubber glove.
I think I asked my dad.
Just waiting for the Sledge-O-Matic to come out.
I've
Show
been
me.
waiting to tell you about these boys. Strap in.
So, Chris, you also saw The Running Man.
I did see The Running Man a couple weeks ago. Yes, which isn't. It's underperforming, you could say, if not outright bombing at this point financially. So
And Arnold's even on
he's on board for a new
by
Running
saying,
Man.
he's like, at the time we are doing it, I didn't think that, I disagreed with how we made it into a small, into an arena.
Yeah.
It should have been the world. We didn't have a budget to go global at the time. And I'm like, it's so hard to listen to you.
Crazy had that audio pulled up, ready to go.
Yeah, I had it
Perfect
ready.
audio. He was on board still to this day, being like the director of that movie he didn't like. He was a TV director. He said it made it look like a TV show or TV movie as opposed to a movie.
He did.
And it's a lower budget film, but it has charm and it's fun. And all the characters are larger than life and very interesting. And this Running Man, while being bigger and more like the Stephen King, or I guess technically Richard Bachman story,
Same guy.
right?
Yeah.
Guys. Oh, really? It's not as fun. It's not as fun. It's not as interesting, and
Well,
it's
campy,
longer.
right? Didn't it lose some of its camp?
It lost the camp. It lost the camp.
That story, as written by Stephen King, is not fun.
No, it's
depressing as hell
but-
from the beginning to end.
It's
but the-
dystopian, right? Is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
director is Edgar Wright, and he makes movies like Shaun of the Dead, and those Simon Pegg, Nick Frost movies. Baby Driver. He makes fun movies, regardless of the subject matter. So if anyone's going to make a fun dystopian thriller, I would expect it to be Edgar Wright. But it feels like it had all the hard edges sanded off in a way. And maybe it was a little bit too by committee, like it doesn't have his voice enough in it. It feels like anyone could have made this version of this movie. And I also think Glenn Powell is wrong for the lead because
Agreed.
he's too charming and affable, and like I can watch him in any movie where he's like having fun and he's like Twisters.
He's as terrible as Paul Dano.
Or Owen Wilson too. Apparently,
yeah,
that's
or,
another one. Matthew Lillard.
Matthew
So
Lillard.
these guys catching strays.
Yeah,
for
I
no
want to
reason.
talk about this.
like the character is supposed to be an angry blue collar worker who like can barely contain his anger, and that's what's
his
propelling
baby's
him.
like dying.
His baby's
It
dying.
needs medicine, and he doesn't have money, and that's why he's entering.
Yeah, and he's so angry at the system, and he's angry at everyone who has
I'm
more.
angry because my baby is sick.
And then Glenn Powell cannot, like, he's playing angry, but it's not believable. Like, this guy is too handsome and too, like, his life would be a little easier than he's portraying. We need like a Shia LaBeouf type, like someone who's just naturally seething with issues and problems to then play this
His
type of role.
head is too narrow.
This is maybe
LaBeouf?
No, Glenn Powell.
Powell?
When I look at it, he's got a narrow. He's got a good-looking. He's got a narrow head.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
a fatter head for my action guys.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little too narrow for me.
Your classic Stallone Schwarzenegger is a big fat
I need a
head
big fat.
guy.
I need a
Yeah.
big pumpkin heads.
Yeah, I love a good big head.
If this is spoilery, I apologize, but I
Don't
can't.
spoil it. Do it.
I can't imagine they did it in the movie. My favorite part of the book was like he goes to audition for the games. And the Running Man's the best game you can get, but there are other ones. Like there's a game where they take people with heart conditions and put them in a on a treadmill until they have a heart attack. Basically, I remember one that was called.
That's
like,
just called Planet Fitness.
Yeah, that's in the movie.
It is it?
That's in
Okay,
the movie.
okay, excellent.
And it's early on,
Yeah.
and it's early on, and I was like, oh, this movie might be it. This might be good. And then there's just like not enough stuff like that throughout the
Okay,
movie. But
pretty
that's in
faithful
there.
at adaptation then, though.
I think it is.
I remember
yeah.
the other game that stuck with me was Swimming with the Crocodiles.
Oh, they had one called Swimming with the
In the
Crocodiles.
book, yeah. That was one of the games you could place into.
That
I
might,
mean, this
that might
would
be like
really
a poster in the
happen. If
background,
they
but-
open this up right now, you'd have people that would want to do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, immediately.
Yeah, it's believable too.
It
is
is.
the thing. Even though it's like dystopian future a little bit, the way it's done, like you watch it, like I could see this happening 10, 15 years from
You
now.
know who
the
would
way
be
we're
the
going.
main hunters? The Logan brothers.
Oh, actually,
They've been breeding themselves for
They'd
this
be
for
perfect
years.
hosts.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
right.
Man.
Oh my God.
that's so true. It just hurts my heart. That's like
You should, if you had like,
The most
I
accurate
need you to
thing
have
ever.
robot legs when you say that, and you could be like the executive at the TV company that
Yeah.
has robot legs.
Okay,
that'd
Right?
be yeah.
absolutely.
So, Chris, this leads me to a question that I want to think about. And it's like sometimes movies are made, and because of their like who's involved and their budget, it ends up being this. I wouldn't say masterpiece, but this super rememberable movie that everybody loves. And if you went back and gave, like, erased it and gave them an unlimited budget and, like, changed something, it wouldn't become
Sure.
what it became.
Because limitations. If you give someone, a budget, gives them now a set to work in. Like you can't do certain things because you don't have unlimited money. If you had unlimited money, then you just do whatever, and then maybe all your ideas end up bad. But if you're being forced to compromise, you may accidentally stumble across something that's way better and improves the overall thing that you're making.
Like a Jaws.
Yes.
Like,
the shark not working is a perfect example.
Or like I even think about like Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. You get like a young Tim Burton, like first movies. He's taking crazy chances
Because he doesn't know you can't do certain things.
Yeah, and then he's making this, and then they didn't have a huge budget.
Or maybe you
Yeah.
think certain things are a faux pas, like you shouldn't do that. Well, who said?
Yeah, who says?
Yeah.
This just seems like right to me.
And
Yeah,
then you
exactly.
create this crazy piece of art that would have never been created under different circumstances, and you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
And so like now you got the Running Man, and you're like, oh, it should have been this, and everybody's like talking about the limitations, and Arnold's like, we didn't have a budget,
Yeah.
but because of all that, it created this super memorable movie that we all look back at and fondly,
Yeah.
and then the new Running Man's a dud.
Well,
It
that's
is,
why
yeah.
that's why I do think that those movies have solidified themselves in their own category of like they don't hold up, but they do hold up.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is that level of camp or that level of like cartoon cheesiness or action hero cheesiness is really hard to pull off now when you have like you can have AI create what it actually looks like.
You can't just
So you're
wrap
not-
a guy in Christmas lights and call
Right.
it a day anymore.
So what you're doing to me, for a guy like me, what it does is it makes the movie so not enjoyable because half of the ride for me is using my imagination because I'm an imagination guy. And when you start filling in the blanks with like real better sharks, then you're taking me out of the movie. Because the hook you had me with was that I was in there, you were denying me certain things, right? You were denying me the use of the shark.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'll fill that in using my awesome imagination.
Yeah,
and
now you
that's why it worked.
Now you just see a body get sucked under the water, and then the water is still, and now you're left to imagine the horrors happening underneath.
Which guaranteed, and this is just psychology, anything I'm imagining is a million times worse than anything they can create.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, like, I do think we're kind of ruining it
In a way.
and that's why
Showing too much.
But that's why we get good, I think, directors and producers like who's doing Frankenstein now on
Guillermo del Toro,
on
yes.
Netflix,
Yeah.
where I do feel like he understands that when you strip all of that out, you ruin some certain things. What did you think about Frankenstein?
I really enjoyed that movie. It is fascinating that it is a pretty R-rated Frankenstein, and for whatever reason, I never considered this monster movie because we have like the one from the 30s, and Frankenstein always feels just like a monster with bolts in his neck. He's like, "Rawr," whatever.
I had to see a cutscene from this, and it's a guy falling, and he hits his head, and I was like, "Holy smokes, this is not your grandma's Frankenstein."
Oh yeah, no, there's some violent things that
stuff.
happen where the physical toll on people's bodies is incredible.
Not overly, but it's good. It's well done.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, it comes out of nowhere. And there's not a lot of it, but when it happens, it's crazy. And then the Frankenstein itself, the building of the monster, Del Toro actually gets into it, showing him putting the bones into a corpse and putting things together. And it's kind of gnarly and cool, like the way they actually built, like a prosthetic, whatever, monster and kind of assembled it. It seemed like a really fun, probably week or two on the set, honestly, making this thing. And it's super cool and visceral, but also very emotional. And it's a little long, but it's also a Netflix movie, so you can watch it in 10-minute chunks if you want to. At home, who cares? But I really, really liked it. I thought it was really good. I would have loved to have seen it in a theater. I thought that would have been a cool experience, But that's the future we have looking.
Well, speaking of Netflix movies, Jay Kelly, I've never heard of that.
Yes, this one people may be talking about it more with the Oscars come up in a couple months. It's that type of movie.
I watched the trailer of this one. This is the Adam Sandler, George Clooney.
Yes.
Super serious movie that's been making the rounds. And I think you told me that hasn't Clooney been real tough on press to tell them to stop messing with Adam about doing.
He's been protective of him.
Am I right on that?
Yeah, he has been protective of him and trying to get him to be more honest and less self-deprecating and self-effacing. He's like, no, listen, you are a good actor, and it was great working with you. He's trying to get people to understand that because Stanley does a serious movie once every 5 years, 6 years. I think it probably averages out to. But in this one, it's Jay Kelly is a world famous actor, even more famous, I guess, than Clooney would be, right? But he's playing this world famous actor at the end of his career. He's taking a tribute. He's going to a film festival in Italy to attend a tribute to him. But it's really a whole pretense for him to try to reconnect with a daughter who's taking a European vacation with her friends, and he's struggling with the end of his career and not being there for his now adult children. So it's a very, like you said, serious, sad movie about an older guy looking back on his life and being like, was it all worth it? Was it worth it? All the work and all the movies
I
and all
watched
the
the trailer.
stardom?
There was one thing in it I saw, and it made me angry, and I was like, oh, man. They ruined it for me. They put in the trope scene of Clooney either slightly inebriated, drunk, tripping, or having an anxiety attack or something, where it appears in the trailer where he's having one of those things where he's it's almost like he's partying to realize he's free.
Oh, he's like, I'm finally letting go of my life.
Finally, and they put that in the trailer, and I'm like, nah, dog.
That scene does happen about 2/3 of the way through the movie, where it's like, no, I'm done, man. And him and Adam Sandler having this, they're going at it in the middle of this party or whatever. Yeah. And Sandler's very good. He's going very low key.
But it looks like a good movie.
It's well made. I thought it was fine. I don't connect too much to the guy who made the movie, Noah Baumbach. What was one of his bigger movies? Marriage Story a few years ago. That Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver divorce movie.
I didn't watch it, but I know.
Yeah, he makes movies like that. They're about real people, usually affluent, upper crust people, but their issues, their problems, interpersonal relationship stuff. And I've seen The Squid and the Whale was his first one. Do you guys see that one, the Jesse Eisenberg movie from forever ago?
I had a whale squid me a long time ago. Not
that bad.
Yeah. She had the softest hand.
That's the best part of the movie.
I love a soft whale.
I've watched a bunch of his movies. I've never fully connected with him. So this one, the whole time, I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's well made. The acting's good, but I don't really necessarily care about this guy. But then I will say, in the final scene, the final moments of the movie, is very emotional, and Clooney brought it home, and I felt like the movie working on me at the end there. So it's going to work for some people for sure. And Sandler and Clooney are both good in it. So expect people to be talking about them around the awards time.
Okay.
Not necessarily winning or even being nominated, but they will be in the conversation for sure based on this movie.
That's good.
So before we move on to a couple streaming shows, I do want to talk about the Tarantino comments because I got a funny take with this. So Quentin Tarantino on some podcast, which again,
And that couldn't have been better said. I think it was like just some podcast.
No.
It wasn't like.
Well, it was the Bret Easton Ellis podcast.
Right.
Yeah. So it is kind of a bigger name, but it's funny. He's doing it because the Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair. They put the two movies together and put them in theaters. So he's doing press for that right now, which is why he's being interviewed about.
And that's
stuff.
why he has Fortnite skins and all that. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. The whole Fortnite thing. Yeah.
Makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
which is this whole thing is interesting to me. One, I was like, why is this getting so much internet buzz?
Sure. Yeah.
One, I think it's because like directors normally don't speak out and say and talk about their personal opinions of different actors.
Especially contemporaries.
Yeah.
You
I think
know.
a lot of other actors don't. I think in Hollywood across the board, I think even further than director, I think a lot of people just blanketly like, look, we just do our thing, and I'm not going to comment on somebody else's
Yeah,
performance.
publicly, yeah, because you never know if you're going to work together.
Yeah.
Who you can
Yeah.
upset.
Correct. That
yeah.
could dry up some jobs
Yes,
real
exactly.
quick.
But obviously, he's a guy who doesn't care about drying up jobs because he's a very in-demand person.
His whole face is a dried up job. Oh my God.
Which I actually I like this because why not? I like hearing what Quentin
I
Tarantino
do
thinks
too,
about other
yeah.
people, and not to defend Tarantino here, but defending a monster a little bit. But all the three actors that he brought up, I did when I really think about it. I'm like, I guess he's kind of right
Yeah.
about these particular.
I kind of agree with
Like,
him on some
But
of
it's
it,
the
yeah.
epitome of punching down. You've got a guy that is the king, and he's taking guys that are known for being nice, and then he's going to execution style kill them just based on their acting ability.
That's fair.
The guy's a jerk. He's an idiot. We need less of that. We need. I mean, it's one thing to give your true opinion, but he went. I thought he went a little hard.
Yeah, I called him the weakest
sauce.
actor
He
in
said
SAG
weak
is what he
sauce.
called Paul Dano. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he called him weak sauce as well.
Also, I'm
yeah.
going to throw my opinion in here. Anyone that uses the term weak sauce, now you're
Well,
undefendable.
well, he's a-
now you're undefendable.
He
to
is an
me.
old man. He's a 60-something-year-old old man.
No,
too.
older than
Undefendable
that,
old man.
right? He's
Yeah,
gotta
maybe
be in his
61.
70s.
No, Tarantino? No, I think he's in his 60s. Early 60s, I think. He wanted to retire by the age of 60, but he hasn't made that final movie yet. So,
But it's
but it is a corny thing to say.
But I will because the Paul Dano and There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
Because There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies.
62.
There you go.
And
Just like I said.
and so I've always looked at Paul Dano's character in that as an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like of all the characters in the movie, I'm like, that's weird. But then I was like, oh man, that must be the brilliance of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just took a character that stands out because it always did stand out. I was like, this guy's weird for this part.
Yeah.
But is that and so the fact that Tarantino mentioned it did make me think like, I was right thinking that.
The
maybe.
thing that you were sensing is that this performance is not as good as the main performance of Daniel Day-Lewis.
And I never even looked at the performance because I can't really gauge acting as
Sure,
well.
yeah.
I always looked at just like he was just an interesting person to play that role, and it always kind of struck me as weird. And then in Scream too, and there's a regular Scream, the
Matthew Lillard?
Matthew Lillard. Like I remember
And two movies, they do sit side by side.
Right. When I was a kid, when Matthew Lillard was the Scream, I was like, that's a person I didn't expect.
Oh no! See, I thought he looked like.
But then I
thought
I
he
was
looked like a horny, screaming over the top bro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, he's.
That might be one of his better
Lillard,
roles. Yeah.
I was gonna say Scream was the one for Lillard. Then I'm like, you nailed it. Dano in and There Will Be Blood, or like I was like, I don't know. I always thought he was an interesting looking person.
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
He was also a last-minute replacement. They had a different actor in that role, and that person got let go after a couple weeks, or maybe he quit because he couldn't take working with Day-Lewis. It was a little too intense for him, I think maybe was the situation. So then Dano had to step in and do that role. He was cast in something else, and they were just like, we'll just make these guys twin brothers, and we'll use them twice. So it was a big ask for him to do that, and I have always thought myself that it is, the weakest part of the movie is his performance, but I didn't really blame him for it. It was a big ask, like I said, but for Tarantino to come out and then not only say that, because the context was he was talking about his favorite movies of the 20th century, and There Will Be Blood was his number 5. And he said it would have been higher except for Paul Dano. That's how this whole thing came about. And he said Paul Dano was weak sauce in that movie. And then they're like, well, what about Daniel Day-Lewis? Such a big role. He's so good. Is that fair to Paul Dano? He's like, well, you don't cast next to that, the weakest actor in SAG, which is where that quote comes from.
So
And
that's an unfair thing to say.
and then even more unfair is for him to just go then out of nowhere, because at least Paul Dano's in the movie that they're talking about, then to throw on top of that and also screw Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard, which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy because he had
I like it. Because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
It does. It's not like he's going to cast him in his next movie.
Well, you say it doesn't matter, but Matthew Lillard completely disagrees, and he's the topic of the insult, and he said, and I'll quote, "It hurts. It hurts really bad." So you may say it doesn't matter. It absolutely, in that universe, if I had my hero or somebody I think is great tell me I'm the weakest person in the acting community, good God,
Well, it hurt
man.
his feelings. That's all I mean.
Yeah, and
Like, it
feelings matter.
matters.
I mean, feelings do matter.
The crazy
Not
part
to
is
you, but they matter.
he had Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed at number 3, and he said he would have had it higher except for Matthew Lillard as Shaggy.
But I want to live in a world where directors and everybody just
Are honest.
honest, and like because he could have really felt. I mean, obviously, it seems like he does really feel this way, and could have not said it, and then it would have been a nothing. And then
Well,
we
he
would
could
just
say
move
the
on.
same thing, though, without saying an exaggerated insult to Paul Dano, right? Like, he can say, I think that Paul Dano's performance, whereas I think it's very admirable that he stepped in at the last minute, I think somebody else to match the energy of Daniel Day-Lewis would have been better, in my opinion. Could have said that, but he didn't.
You're saying the same thing, but
Yeah,
you're doing
I
it
said
in a
exactly
much more,
the same thing, but
nicer
you
way.
don't have to start insulting the guy just because. Like, I just think it's a huge case of punching down from like one of the greats. Like, you're supposed to be one of the greats.
Yeah, I think that's why people got so upset about it, because it's not like just some nobody.
But that means he'd be playing politics, and I like the fact that he wasn't playing politics, and he's being real on a show. And it's like I'd rather always go for real than play, because you can play politics. Because even if we knew, me and you, Daniel, knew that like everybody was listening to us, we would speak a lot differently.
Oh no, I know.
And we wouldn't say
absolutely.
exaggerations,
and we don't
like
even
do.
on the show.
Yeah.
But there are things that we talk about on here, and we could go a lot harder on them, but we don't.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's a number of Quentin Tarantino movies you can point at and say that they're great movies, but they'd be a lot better without that Quentin Tarantino performance in them. Pulp Fiction,
true, yeah.
with somebody else playing Tarantino's part, it's a way better movie. He sucks in Pulp Fiction.
You could delete Jackie Brown as far as I'm concerned. Too.
And I bet-
just save the budget.
Yeah, and if someone said that, I mean, if it hurts Quentin Tarantino's feelings, then that's it. But if he dishes it out, he's got to take it.
He does have to take it, yeah.
And then maybe he can. And then it's like, I'd rather live in a world where it's like someone says a real opinion, than spares it just in case the actor hears it and then gets his feelings
And I do
hurt.
think it's a case of Tarantino's making one more movie, and he's like, I'm never going to cast these guys anyway. I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't like them, And then what? Brad Pitt's not going to be in his final movie or whatever because he said that. Of course, they're bros, so they're going to have a good time. So his position is ensconced enough in Hollywood where he can already get to that old man phase of saying whatever he wants and not caring what other people say.
Yeah. I like that.
Hit it a little early.
So let's talk about the Chair Company, because I'm going to start watching this because for whatever reason, Tim Robinson has become gotten into my algorithm. Probably because I watch this egg skit and I laugh every time. Like if I want
the computer game one.
When you get to the bush, is the greatest.
He's like, what the hell?
So I've never gotten to this part before. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And the black guy that plays his boss, that's over the.
Those guys, they're playing it perfectly.
Like,
the
I
other
love
actors.
his. I give a huge shout out to his team around him that are like lesser or not even known at all, just actors that kind of seem in his universe. I love all of them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, they got good casting.
I show it to my wife, and then she's laughing, but she's like, "Why do you think it's so funny?" And then it's like what Daniel's been telling me for years is like his mind, his comedy mind, is just interesting and different than other people, and I like just going a different route and taking chances and like doing some weird thing that I'm like, "Oh, this is bizarre," but also super funny. And then some things fall flat.
Yeah,
like some of his skits fall flat.
Yeah,
but
some of them fail, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that too. Kind of going along
Taking
with,
chances.
Yeah, about what you were even saying about Tarantino. I like the fact that it doesn't work all the time. Somebody in the chat rooms mentioned to watch Detroiters. I'm watching that as well. I'm on the second season of that, I think. But yeah, all of his stuff it's not going to always hit, but it has a pretty high positivity, or like there's a high concentration.
Well, they're throwing a lot of jokes out there, and they have a pretty good hit rate for sure.
Yeah, and I thought that the ending of
Chair
Company. No spoilers. I thought it was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's one of the craziest shows that is
How did they get away with
surprisingly
the
successful.
Scrooge? How did they get away with an episode before?
Oh, the prosthetic?
Yeah.
It's got to be prosthetic.
Yeah, but it was, and I don't want to talk about it, but like there's some stuff in there that you can't do on other
It
shows.
startled
Yeah.
my wife.
It startled me.
My wife had to take like a week off after the
It
previous.
blew my mind.
Yeah.
Andrea came up. I was sitting in silence, and I
Yes.
just finished the episode. She
Yeah.
goes, "What's wrong with you?" I'm laughing. I'm like, "I don't know what the hell."
Let
I
me just
saw.
rewind
So
30
funny.
seconds and show you what I just
Yeah,
saw.
I showed it to
Yeah.
Andrea. And she's
Yeah.
like, "What do you want?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
What else could you say?
This is what's super interesting and insanely brilliant about that one clip at the end of Chair Company with the prosthetic. And I'll just
Yeah,
say
that's
like
all
that.
That's
we'll
the
say.
only part you've watched so far?
It is, and he watches it on loop. It's a
my
screensaver on his phone.
It's like
I
when-
caught him in the bathroom watching it.
Here's the thing: go try to look it up on TikTok or Instagram Reels. It can't be on there because it cannot be shown on social media platforms.
yeah.
And when do we ever experience that where a super popular show has a clip of something that cannot be shown on social media?
Yeah, just the idea of the clip.
I mean, it
People are
might be
talking
history,
about it. Yeah.
right? Like I don't have one of those because I remember
Well-
when I was even telling you about it. It's so weird. I was trying to describe it at the time. It's so uncomfortable. Like it's a weird. And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was on the show, but it, you know."
But without ultra violence. It's not like
Yeah.
a case where somebody's head gets exploded
No,
or something
right,
and you
right,
couldn't
right.
show it because of ultra violence. It's just a clip you could never show.
Yeah, no, and then you get reaction videos on social, and it's like it's
Oh, I wish my
brilliant to
dad
put
could have
in
seen
there.
that.
It's so
Oh, if
fun.
my dad had
And
been alive to see
it's
that,
so
he would have
wild.
cry laughed.
And so I'd love to hear from Tim Robinson about like, did they do it for that reason and for it's so absurd that like people will be talking about it and there's no like reaction videos of social media, or did they do it because they legitimately thought it was funny and artistic part of the movie
It
or
was
the
the
show
end.
that they did? Yeah.
So I think they were doing it to try and see if they could get away with it. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
It does help the character too, because you know the character, like the character.
Mike Santini.
Yeah. Like the first thing I told Tom was, "Oh man, I don't want to really like." When he's listening to certain audio in his car, but just the audio.
Yes.
You guys are okay. So I'm not
Yes.
spoiling anything, but I mentioned that to you, and you busted out laughing. You're like, "That's a funny joke." I go, "I know. That's a really funny
and
joke."
it keeps coming back.
The idea of him just listening to this type of audio, like
Yeah.
it's so simple and super funny, and I was mad that I hadn't thought of it. I was like, "That's
It's
really
great.
funny, dude."
I think Mike Santini is one of the great new TV characters of the 20th century. He is so funny.
He's lovable.
And he's weirdly lovable.
And with
He
the
takes
family.
turns, but he has
You kind of think so until the
Until the
very
last episode.
like very end of the show, and you find out he's not so lovable.
Yeah.
He still is, but maybe not.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a fascinating
Yeah.
character.
I mean, they take me up and down in this show, and it's what's funny about this show is it's completely absurd and the craziest thing you'll ever watch. But I do think you will care for the characters.
Yeah.
Which it's like you care about them almost in a Game of Thrones like way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also, like at least I do, and then I also get this weird, funny shame for feeling that way because it's such a silly show.
Yes, it is very silly, but the characters are like well
They're great.
drawn, and it helps that like so Tim Robinson's big, so Lake Bell is his wife, and she's a very grounded, just good actress, bringing the the realness to the family.
She's
the whole thing with the
fantastic.
son is great.
The daughters might be the
daughter,
might
Tara, yeah.
be the single best cast daughter in this type of thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're all great.
She's very like you don't know whether she believes her dad or doesn't believe her dad, but she puts on like a really good. And as a dad with a daughter, it's like it gets me. That's,
Yeah.
it's good. That's a good ass show.
Yeah, she's really good.
If you like, I think you should leave. There's like moments where you can tell, okay, this is a sketch that just didn't make it into the. I
Oh,
think you
fair
should
enough.
leave. And they,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
wrote
yeah,
it
yeah.
into this show.
Yeah.
Because it's all the same people, right? It's Tim Robinson with this guy Zach Kanan. They've been working together, I think, since Detroiters.
Yeah.
And then Andrew DeYoung also directed a bunch of episodes. He's the guy that directed Friendship, so that's why it all has like very
See,
similar feel
I
to
very dislike Friendship a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I did not enjoy that.
Well, that's
movie.
like one skit really pulled out to 90 minutes into a
For sure.
movie.
This to me though.
This feels more.
Well, they
several things happening
they
at once.
loop you around a lot in this
they
to
do.
make you care about certain people. They want you to care about the mom. They want you
Mm-hmm.
to care about the daughter. They even want you to care about some of the like
Some of the office workers.
Yeah, well, I don't want to I don't want to
Yeah,
spoil
yeah,
anything,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's certain other people in there that you'll be like, whoa, what is that? thing?
Also, Lou Diamond Phillips in the show.
How great
like,
is he?
Delivering
Amazing.
Like,
How great is he?
As the series goes on, he
That
gets
guy
more and
looks
more to do.
He looks amazing.
He looks great. He's doing awesome.
And when
He's
he
got a
fi-
good singing voice.
When he does have a great singing voice, and when he has He has a machismo, like he snaps.
Yeah,
And it's awesome.
yeah. Oh my
The whole
goodness,
thing is great.
his arc has been fascinating. And then the cool thing about the show is that it also really does a lot in the language, the visual language of thrillers. So it is like a conspiracy theory thriller as well. So there's this whole wild mystery element that keeps taking turns and
the
keeps
music?
dragging you along.
The music,
The music is it's really
I
nailing
think
everything,
Tim
bringing
picked
it home.
all the songs.
Yeah.
It's got to kind of go back to it. It's got a little bit of that, like maybe a little Tarantino on the soundtrack, because there's some like really
Good needle drops and stuff.
yeah, there's some good songs in here that are like, oh, that's a banger, or that's like a cool soul song, or yeah, I enjoy the show a lot.
Also, the fact that Tim Robinson knows how to skateboard makes me like him more.
That is cool.
Because there's
Right.
means that I'm like,
Look at this nerd.
But he's not a pussy.
He's a grinder,
Yeah.
and so
I see what you did there.
And then also real quick, the show it's the most successful comedy show on HBO Max since it debuted. It's averaging 3.3 million viewers an episode.
Andrea can't believe that because she hates
It's
Tim Robinson.
Wildly popular for what it is.
It doesn't seem like it should be either, because it doesn't seem like it's for everybody.
It's so niche and so
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's catching
the
on.
It
ultimate
really
color
seems like it's for
palette.
weirdos like me and Dan only.
Agreed.
but that's why people like it. I
The
think.
color
Yeah.
palette of the whole thing is brown. Like the whole.
Yeah, it is a brown show.
It is a brown show. There's nothing like you look at it and it might as well be khaki brown.
Unless he's at work, then it's millennial gray. It's
Yeah.
it's brown and gray. So funny. But then it is so successful. It has been recently renewed for a season 2.
Hey,
so season
I
2
Literally,
closure,
the
yeah.
show ended, and the first thing I did was Google, is there a second season? Because there's
Yeah.
no way.
I knew it was a series, the season finale, and when it ended, I was like, that must be wrong. I have to look up see if there's
I
another
kept doing that
episode.
thing. I would scroll down and I'd be like, there's 5 minutes left? How are they going to wrap everything up? And there's no way. They couldn't wrap up
Yeah.
the stuff they brought up at the beginning of this episode
Yeah.
in the
They
next
do.
5 minutes.
And what do they do? And this is no spoilers, but they instead of solving anything, they give you 13 more mysteries, and then like
From second one.
Yeah.
Who's that kid? Where'd he get that gun?
Oh, yeah.
Right off the
so
bat.
great. Oh, it's so great.
Great show.
Who is that kid?
Oh, we'll learn. We'll find out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We've run out of time. Chris Crespo, Cinema Crespediso,
Thank
Who's
you.
the Baddie podcast.
Thank you very much.
We got reservations at Wendy's Carver's. We got to get going.
Oh, yeah.
Carver.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
I can't believe you told him about the Carvers. We have Jim Colbert on, who's the baddie this week for
The Eagle?
The Eagle himself
My
to talk about
God.
trading places.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's gonna be a fun episode. And then next week we're doing one on Home Alone, and then for Christmas week an episode on The Year Without a Santa Claus, the '70s stop motion heat miser, snow miser
I'm gonna have to
TV
check
movie.
that out again.
Matt was very passionate about that film, so
Yeah,
Tyler and I were along
Matt's
for the
a
ride.
weird. I'm joking.
and of course, Tots with Ross, the Orlando talk show with Ross McCoy. You can find that where all podcasts are found.
Subscribe and download.
And we will see you in a minute. Up next, we go to the Stetson Mansion.
Yeah.
And,
Ross,
uh,
hang out with us. Hang out with us. We're
right.
gonna need you.
It's
Oh,
me,
man. I got to
Daniel.
see those parquet floors.
Yeah. So up next, the Stetson Mansion.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
We got Ross McCoy here hanging out with us.
Hey, guys.
So, Daniel, you told me about some internet video that people were getting mad at.
Well, I mean, and you and I, I'm gonna be careful what I say here. You and I have always had a special place in our hearts for
Animal cruelty.
Animal cruelty video. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. There's no other. Thank you. You know what? Sometimes I
It
need.
sounds
Sometimes
horrible.
I need my friend in here just to rip the Band-Aid off. But no, and I'll give you for instance, the quintessential animal cruelty video that I believe you and I like. I think it was the video we both watched together, and then we decided, because we were both laughing at it, that we need to start a business. It was the Russian donkey paraglider.
Yeah, the parasailing
Yeah,
donkey.
yeah, parasailing donkey.
In Russia.
Yeah, in Russia. The donkey's standing on the beach, and then the boat goes, and then the donkey, and they fly,
Oh, it's
and then they
great.
fly it back, and then they fly it back, and it lands. It's fine. It lands.
Yeah.
It was
It
really
didn't hurt the
terrifying.
donkey. It just scared the
Yeah,
donkey.
it made the donkey believe in magic.
Russia is the home of animals doing extreme sports.
Yeah, because they don't care.
If there's like high definition video of a bear on a motorcycle, it's almost certainly out of Russia.
Yeah, but this video that I found, and now this one, like, okay, this one, I'll just play it. Okay, it's a possum launcher. This guy, did you see this guy got in a huge trouble? No. He's like an influencer. He's like a video guy.
Oh, okay.
Because now people are chasing that internet fame. I'd be pretty confident that we have had more weed smoke blown in dogs' faces than ever before, just based on social media. You know what I mean? Because people want to be famous. They're like, screw them up. See if they'll wander into the pool.
It probably happened as much, but like they're definitely it's the peak of videos of it.
Correct. You're right. You're right. It may have never changed. The amount of smoke being blown in the face has never changed.
It went from like, "Hey Bob, watch this," to "We got to put this on TikTok."
Right. So this particular video, and like, well, look, we don't condone this. We didn't think of this, but
You don't know that.
we're gonna laugh about it here for a second, maybe. Here's the possum launcher video.
What do we got here? A possum.
Okay.
You are going to Mars.
So let's describe what's happening.
Boom.
So it looks like there's a security camera type mounted video of surveillance this area where they set up a contraption.
Yeah, it
Dude,
looks.
could only be described as a contraption.
The contraption. I mean, I could kind of describe it if I'll back it up here a second. What it is it's a water balloon
Awesome.
launcher.
You are going to
Yeah,
Mars.
like a slingshot type
Right
setup.
Here, I'll show you. Right, he walks into it right there. Okay, see how it's stretched back. See the 4 little pieces of like elastic that have been stretched back. It's a balloon launcher.
Similar to the iDrive amusement
Slingshot.
ride, the slingshot, where
Yeah.
you stretch the actual bungee cords all the way to the top of the tower.
Yeah.
and
I'm
then
pretty
while-
sure the one on iDrive isn't bungee cords.
You know what's
Well, I
funny
think
is
it's an
that
industrial cord.
he's using the ride slingshot
Yes.
to tell people what a slingshot,
slingshot,
is.
yeah,
Just say a slingshot, right? Shouldn't people know what a slingshot is, or do modern day kids don't know what a slingshot
They're
is?
still into Dennis the Menace.
No,
I'm
Tom
sure.
might be right. I don't know if Max Tommy Maisie, I don't know if you sit him down and go, what's a slingshot? They'll probably go the ride on iDrive. He might be right on this.
So now, before I can guess what's going to happen to the possum. Now
He's not going to get killed, I'll tell you that.
I see why.
Because I wouldn't condone that.
So-
That's terrible.
So there's other versions of this, and we'll play the end of the video soon. But
There's a bird feeder that
Yes.
flings squirrels.
So
Yeah.
people have been doing this with bird feeders for a while, where like in an effort to try to keep the squirrels from eating their bird seed that they put out for birds,
Yeah, they whip him into the next counter.
they have like a swirling bar that if the squirrel tries to get on the bird feeder, it turns
Yeah.
on a motor that swings them around and flings the squirrel.
Oh,
And
there
it-
just happens to be a Wi-Fi camera on it too, so you can watch the fun.
And it seems psychologically the general public is okay with that because they're trying to feed the birds and they're saying, hey, if the squirrel gets the food, the birds aren't going to get the food. So therefore, we're flinging the squirrels to save the birds' food. And then for some reason, we're fine with that.
Whose side are you on, by the way? Birds, birds or dinosaurs, squirrels or mammals? We should be Team Squirrel.
Yeah, I am Team Squirrel.
Yeah.
But no, he's right. The people, because it is a harmless little, it like wings them.
But it's also...
99% of the time, I'm sure a squirrel's been flung off to be impaled on a
Yeah,
fence. Like
we don't know. The squirrels may be hurt. No, but the thing
but
is...
we don't care.
The reason we don't care is because we're looking at the squirrel as if they're robbing
They're the
bird.
interloper.
the bird, because they're like, this is not your seed,
They're a
squirrel.
pest. They're a pest.
Yes, this is for the birds. You're trying to steal it. Therefore, you deserve the punishment you get.
Okay.
Right? So, and I think why people are mad at this is because you are luring the possum over
into the slingshot.
into the slingshot, but with food, and then there's like this possum was just doing possum things.
That's fair.
Although the squirrel's just doing squirrel things.
No, but then what you're saying is fair. Like I see what, like this.
So if he was feeding birds out of the slingshot, you'd be okay with it.
Yes, yeah, I think I would more too.
Okay.
We're
Like
this-
if we're just doing real world online psychology.
Yes.
Yes. If he were feeding cattle, and this were used to shoot like the possum out of the cattle feeding tray,
Yes.
I'd be like, oh yeah, well, you got what he deserved.
Yeah.
You get out of the cattle tray.
Or the bird's weight didn't trigger the slingshot. So then if like
that is how the other one works, by the way.
Yeah, some other
it's
pest.
it's a weight level thing where birds are so hollow
Right.
and light that they can land on the bar, but a squirrel is too dense.
Yes.
So that's what this influencer should have, even
He
if it
didn't
was
think it
fake,
out.
he should have like somehow set it up where like, hey, this is for my dog's food, and this possum. It's not for the possum. And if the possum gets in there, we slingshot him crazy.
Or even just paint the possum as a problem. Like, hey, I got a tomato garden, and they keep getting into my tomato garden and eating my damn tomatoes. So I've set up this solution.
Okay, you want to see it?
Yes,
You want to see what happens?
We
Okay,
got here a possum.
okay, here he comes.
You are going to Mars.
He shouldn't have said that either. That's a little suspect, would he? Right?
Yes.
Okay, dude.
Wow.
You haven't seen this. Tom hasn't seen this. Yeah, it really,
I mean,
it
that
really
is-
got him. Yeah, it's a full extension. It's a full launch.
He launched that possum high.
No, it does have a viewer discretion. It does, like, he lands, he does not die, he doesn't get hurt.
How do
Here.
we know that? Do we
Well,
follow the
we
possum?
We don't. But here, you'll see. You'll see here. I'll
Okay.
just I'll play it out, and then you can tell me if you want me to play it again.
Yes.
Oh my God!
And then he's got another camera out of the landing zone,
Bam.
Whoa.
and there he goes.
He just walks away. Oh man.
You know,
It was definitely his stunned him good.
This is where we're at. This is where we're at as humans now. We are now videoing this, and then he goes, and he just walks away. All right, next video. Next video.
Reset it.
there's situations where you can be in a horrific car accident and
Yeah.
maybe walk away from that car, but still be horribly injured.
Yeah, you're
Like your ribs are powder, but you can walk away.
Yeah, you'll die soon though. Yeah, you'll eventually you'll bleed out.
I believe he got into a lot of trouble for doing that.
Did you hear the noise when that thing
He amplified
hit?
it. I made sure to go back and try to find the original.
Oh, he did some
video.
Foley work?
He put like some echo on it. And so it's like, like he definitely wanted it to, but he's definitely in trouble. I mean, he's getting it.
Because this is strictly for entertainment purposes. There's no like animal control aspect to this at all.
No. This was animal cruelty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how we are wired as humans and the psychology of it. And every culture is different too, by the way. Like I think in America is different than other countries.
Oh, in India, they have a channel that's just possum launchers all day. No carrot. It's just you watch 24-hour possum launcher TV.
PTV?
Yeah.
But it's funny what we're
PLTV. I want my PLTV.
because we're 100% right. If this was presented to us in a way where this possum was a nuisance animal and the slingshot just got the possum out of someone's garbage or whatever, and people were like, okay, this possum was continuing to get in my garbage and then I slingshotted him out or is getting
You
my
can't get
dog
too creative. You can't get too creative with it, and you can't make it look like you're enjoying it.
Yes, you gotta.
Because there
be
are
like, this-
people that do that,
And
where-
this guy is like, "Oh, get ready!" It's like you ruined. This is why
Yeah.
he's getting hate.
Yeah.
Is because you just lured him to the actual slingshot for no other reason, just to launch him for your own sick. entertainment.
for your own sick. And then-
Even though we're all
and
laughing at it.
And you know what's weird is that his own sick pleasure doesn't even last that long. It's like 2 seconds. His sick pleasure. It's like he lands. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go play Xbox now.
He walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also does help that possums are disgusting looking.
They're gross.
They
Well,
look like giant rats.
hoping we would talk about that. Is possum the worst one? It's definitely raccoon is definitely on a higher rung than possum.
I mean, you want to talk to somebody with some experience in this?
Yes, I always talk about
Kinda
possums.
hoping to.
Because possums get a bad rap because generally they're a nice animal to interact with because they'll just play dead if they're ever threatened, which they'll never attack you. Like a raccoon, if it get diphtheria or whatever, or rabies, and they'll straight up attack you.
Well, a possum can get rabies too. They're mammals.
Yeah, but will they ever
think-
get to attack mode?
I
or-
think they do
Okay.
sometimes.
All
I've
right.
seen one time my neighbors had a possum like cornered in their yard, and at first it played possum, and then it like it crawled up into a trash can is what it did. It crawled up in a trash can and pretended like it was dead. But then when we all kind of came around with flashlights and we like quote unquote cornered it, and it knew there was no way out and that we were onto it, it did. Rats will do the same exact thing. It like bowed up on us.
Okay.
It got up on all 4 legs and it starts it opens its mouth and starts hissing and the tail kind of curls over. And the thing about possums is when they open that mouth, it seems like it's a mile wide.
It's like a barracuda mouth.
And it's just filled with needle teeth. Just needle teeth like all through there. And they when they bow up and they get in a corner and they're backed up and they do that move, they look horrible.
But
They
you know,
look awful.
ChatGPT is saying though that it would have to be sick really to go at you. Like it's gonna always play. It's like it loves playing dead. That's like what they're
It's
made to do.
ingrained into its evolution.
But if they're sick, like, I'm not like that. I play dead when I'm sick.
And even in that situation, we had it cornered. When we gave it an out, it didn't try to attack any of us. When we kind of like broke ranks and gave it a space to run to, it ran. It just ran away.
Okay.
It didn't want to hurt anybody. It was just like, hey, you got me in the last possible situation. I guess it's the teeth for you.
The one that attacked me was had rabies or was injured or sick, and was in my trash can in my old apartment off of Lee Road.
Yeah.
Like that story when I was out in my bathrobe, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I go to throw something away, and like it scared the hell out of me.
Now
it was a sick boy.
Now I will say rats are worse, because if you do the same thing with a rat, you corner a rat, it'll do the same exact thing. It'll like bow up on you, go teeth, hiss, and jump right at your face. Because they know that you are gonna freak out when that happens. A rat knows if it jumps right at your face, you're gonna go, whoa!
Yeah, I will.
And so
That's 100%
they
what I'll do.
it. They jump right
Yeah.
at your face, and they make the scary like claws and everything, and then they back. You can be backed down by a rat. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
So what, like, as far as animal videos, where's our tolerance in the United States as far
Well,
as
it's not this because this guy's in trouble now.
what?
so.
Yeah, this is too far.
too far.
And people are like, "Oh, this guy's an a-hole and he's being attacked," right?
Yeah.
So where's our tolerance?
I think
what can we put up with?
Horse in Christmas parade's about all we can do. Right?
Like, can we put up with humiliation of animals?
What does that mean?
Like put them in little hats and making fun of them.
Banging the horse's wife in front of the horse?
I don't know.
Cuckling the horse, so to speak?
Because they have no embarrassment per se, I guess. Like, but sometimes dogs will.
I put my
mimic-
dog in a Kirkland sweater, and you can tell she's embarrassed.
Like, will we put up with like light slap happy?
No, no.
Like,
Hey, what's the difference between light slapping and petting?
Well, see, the
Yeah.
real answer here is that because it's a pest animal. That's what I think the angle is. It's like possum is like it's tried and true. It's one of the cartoon animals on the side of the pest control truck.
okay,
is the possum.
Yeah.
But people are like, see, we're inching into a territory where people are like, well, we don't care. Just don't. And they're right. Like, you can't just be, regardless if they're a pest or not, you can't just be shooting them into the sky.
There's kind of a middle ground between the like your classic squirrel trying to get on the bird feeder and just getting kicked off by that rotorized motor thing.
Because that's
and
allowed.
this.
That's your base.
So there was a period where like there were dudes building like kind of like a dog course kind of for squirrels in the backyard, and they had to make it through like a little maze with like all these
I've seen
kickers
this.
and launchers and all kinds of stuff to get to a seed at the end.
Yes,
You know.
this guy's still online, isn't he?
But that was like an opt-in. The squirrel didn't have to, he knew there was a treat and he was competing. So that it kind of, I think he got a break because he was giving them the option to do it or not.
Yeah,
Yes,
but how do they
yeah.
know they're in the middle of Squirrel Running Man?
Because they do it and then they get kicked off at one point and then they learn their way around. That was the cool part about those videos. You'd
Chat
see
room
the
saying
squirrel.
Mark Rober did that.
Okay.
Mark Rober did do some squirrel launching videos, and he didn't get any crap for it.
But like the
But he didn't
squirrels,
say, this squirrel's going to Mars.
and there was a reward, and they could learn their way around it, and it was kind of like a learning thing for the squirrels as opposed to a punishment thing.
I just realized I am perfectly set up to produce some animal social media content because this is for over 10 years, every single night, family, I'm guessing it's a family, but multiple raccoons come to say they dig a hole under my fence or sometimes hop it.
We must go to the mountain.
They walk from the
The
castle.
oracle said.
They walk from the Castleberry Woods over
Yeah.
through my
The
backyard.
Raccoon Oracle says they have to go to...
I see literally at 11 o'clock the other morning. I watched them leave like at dusk because I was up for a run.
Okay, get your stuff. Let's get on out of here.
I saw them come back, but at 11 p.m. because I have motion censored spotlights that come on. I see them like bloom, 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 as they turn on as the raccoons, and there's like probably 5 of them that walk in. They poop in my yard and they bury some stinky raccoon berry poop, and then they walk through my yard every night. So I could set up some sort of obstacle course for them
You need some water balloon slingshot.
like, and then set up a trail camera so that I can start messing around with them. Would the internet attack me? How far can I go?
Well,
Water balloons?
What are you planning on doing?
Like, can I slap them with a pie?
Oh, yeah. You can slap a raccoon with a pie all day.
Like, could I
Yeah.
have some
That's
sort
fine.
of...
They'll love that. They'll eat the pie. You just
I
have
have
a raccoon with a pie. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first couple times I've not calibrated it right, so I was like, get out.
Yeah.
Oh, it kills them. It kills a small one.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you'll
gonna
kill a baby raccoon.
I
with a
won't
pie.
put that on the internet.
No, that's subscription only stuff.
Yeah. You put that on the Patreon.
Yeah. But what if they?
Behind the paywall.
Ross is a good businessman.
Yeah.
But what if people find out like he's killed a
I'm
couple
not
raccoons?
gonna rat you out.
Like, does
No,
anybody
you
care?
never admit to that. See, that's your problem. You always overshare.
Right.
Just say like,
No,
look
no,
at this
yeah.
video. If the baby raccoon died, you don't say a word about it. You just, you know.
Because honestly, because I've been dealing with this for a long time. I've tried the sprays and stuff, and the mints.
Have
and
you
like
tried a water
peppermints.
balloon slingshot?
And I've tried the super.
You've tried sprays? Are you just working your way up clown stuff? Did you seltzer these raccoons and now you're going to buy them?
I like that
Peppermint.
he said I used some spray, so he put cologne on them and peppermint. He gave them an after dinner mint.
No, the peppermint. They sell this stuff at like Home Depot or whatever. That it's like a rodent repellent,
yeah.
and it works for raccoons. And it's
It turns out it
peppermint.
doesn't, though.
I don't know. I know it doesn't because it washes away after it rains, and then you have to buy more gallons and gallons of it. Like it only works
Does
a couple
it smell
days.
like peppermint?
Yeah, it smells everything like a super strong, pungent peppermint. But it eventually washes.
I'd rather have raccoons.
But the doo doo, and so then
Peppermint raccoon doo-doo.
I have gone to the ultrasonic, high-pitched, like battery-powered stakes that you put in that repel.
Sonic steak.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on the raccoons, but your kids are going nuts.
Yeah.
And
Crystal's like, I can hear something. I can feel this building shaking.
it emits a sound that humans can't hear.
Well, Crystal can. You don't believe her that she can, but
you
she
hear
can.
it? I saw those Sonic steaks at Home Depot. You touch the top of them, and they go, get her done.
So literally the last resort is these motion censored like sprinklers that are high pressure that will like
Spray the peppermint right in the raccoon's face.
that they'll spray the rodent or the raccoon once they like go by them. So like the motion will.
I didn't know this was such a problem for you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
No.
I didn't know you were battling this.
I know.
I can't believe Crystal isn't out there feeding these things vegan hot dogs every
Oh,
night.
well,
that's,
neighbors are.
that's why he has to be really careful, right? Because like she's an animal lover. Like he can't be
Absolutely.
doing slingshots. I mean, you got to be careful with high-powered water. The minute one of them rings the doorbell and says, "You sprayed my eyes and it hurt."
This is a good movie. Tom starts like secretly taping the raccoons and putting them on the internet and teasing them. But Crystal's an animal lover, and he's got to do it without her catching him.
Oh yeah, that's
So,
good.
but spraying raccoons with water, the internet will be
Super
fine.
fun.
But
What?
they'll be fine with, right?
Yeah, you're good there.
And what if? Okay, hold on.
Well,
you can't spray
I
with
got
napalm.
you can spray them with like a super soaker.
Dude.
You can't get a fire hose, I don't think.
Dude.
Right.
What if I set up some ability where I had like high pressured water guns, right? And like you go on this website.
Oh, can I hit the button?
Yes. And you
Oh my God! I dump my whole. I dump all
Like
of my
it, like at
savings.
Universal.
Yes, like when
When the log jammer comes by.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you're spraying them.
Yeah, but this
I
I'm
can make money there.
I'm at
absolutely.
my house, right? I'm at my house. I'm just sitting there waiting for dinner, and I'm spraying raccoons crazy. Oh, I'd be your number one
This
customer.
sounds awesome.
Now the problem is I'm starting making money, but the raccoons stop coming. So
We gotta buy raccoons.
Well, then I have
Don't
to
tell people it's a closed circuit system. They're in on it.
No, I have
They're
to.
your pets now.
I have to start baiting them and leaving out food and stuff like that, so
No.
they come by.
You don't bait
and-
them. They're in on the take. They know that you reward them. They perform. They get sprayed all day. At the end of the day, you feed them, but you can't show that part.
Yeah.
You can't show that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
They're now your guys.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah.
It's like no different than any other carnival, right?
yeah.
Like they're your carnies, they're your guys, and you're gonna feed them good. But hey, guys, from
Yeah.
6 a.m. to 6 p.m., it's spray crazy. Dr. Tom's Spraytorium or whatever you're calling it.
Yeah. But then,
And then you go from trying to get rid of the raccoons to your yard is nothing but raccoons.
Yeah.
It's solely
Oops, all raccoons.
I buy the
That's
house.
all we got.
Captain Crunch. What have you done this time?
I have a whole raccoon house.
Yeah.
They just I house them at
Oh,
night.
how fun would that be?
In the
if-
daytime,
Okay, what if you
they're
gave them their
nocturnal.
own house? Did you hear about the polar bears that took over the Russian satellite station?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That
it's a
happens
real
pretty
thing.
regular, yeah.
And these polar bears are in there, and then every time they fly a drone in, the polar bears are doing stuff like adults do. They're
Playing
like sitting
poker?
no, they're sitting there like a lazy boy.
Right.
One of them sitting in the kitchen eating out of a pot. Seriously. And then they flew up to it, and one of them poked its head out. It's like, get the hell out of here. It's like all mad. Dude, you could have a whole house of raccoons, and then you could have the sprayers all over the place, and we could go to different rooms, just like Voyeur Dorm. Like spray them in the bedroom, spray them in the kitchen. Make the refrigerator pull open, and you're spraying them from there.
So spraying raccoons with water,
Totally fine.
everybody would be fine with, right?
Yeah, I think so. Well, not everybody. There would be a couple of people out there that's too far for them, but everything's too far for them already.
Yeah, and also they're tough ass animals. Like all these animals that live in the wild, like wild animals. Crystal used to feel bad for birds. Like she'd see a bird and its beak would be all crunched up, and then it'd have like a hook or something in its wing or whatever. And she's like, "Oh my god,
That bird's got a crunched up beak. Oh, God.
And I'm like, that bird doesn't give an ass. That bird is tough as hell.
That's funny. Even in the Bible, they're like, you don't care about the birds of the field, right? And it's the Bible.
Yeah. They're tough ass animals. Like the raccoons, armadillos, possum.
Keep naming animals.
all
How
tough.
much to spray?
Rats.
How much to spray?
$1 a spray.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then
Do
it
I,
works.
you
Well,
got to do it spray until you hit. I feel like spray until you hit.
Well, I'm running this off of Twitch. They're diamonds, so I don't know.
All
You know,
right, purple
whatever.
diamonds.
So purple
Yeah,
diamonds.
Like, I think conversion rate's now 30 to 50. Purple diamonds are $1.
Yeah. But then and I have to go in there and make sure all my water sprayers. And then there'll be people like internet trolls that wait until like the raccoons the eyes are spraying right in the eyeball, blows their eyeball out.
Oh, you ban those people. You have to ban those people. You went too hard.
And then I have to lie and say I took this raccoon to a veterinarian. And
He's living on a farm now.
I'll just
He's doing desk work.
I'm
He's
too weak to
fine.
do it, but Ross, he's my main shoveler. He'll go and shovel a raccoon, no
And
problem.
when you hear a shovel, you're like, you know what happened.
I'd take him over to that little patch where those guys smash your pumpkins.
Hey, what's going on with
shovel
that? Do
good.
we have an update on the?
No, everything. But now I have to look out the window and make sure the neighbor's inside before I run by. Because now I'm in a situation where they knew that my wife complained about the pumpkins, and now I can never see them again.
So would it be bad if I like drove to your house and put pumpkins out?
Yes.
Would that fuel the fire? Like I would do like a troll of them. Like I put pumpkins in front of their house.
Well, we put pumpkins out, and then we put a sprayer on them.
Oh no, this guy's an idea guy. And then when a neighbor comes down, $1 a spray.
Okay, speaking of Mark Rober did this experiment with Halloween candy and kids that take all the candy from a bowl and then set up basically booby traps so that any kids that come by and take, like it says, like please take one, and any kid that took more than one, like
Their arms would get severed.
well, there would be some sort of ghoul that'd pop out, or the bowl would flip upside down.
They get slingshotted away.
It'd be a light,
You're going to Mars, kid.
not a real punishment, but
Yeah.
when does it get to where they start getting sprayed, or like a fire extinguisher sprays out?
Well, Rober's already
high
been,
blast of air.
I could be wrong, but hadn't he been busted for kind of making his stuff look a little better than it is? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Everybody
Wasn't
does.
Rober initially the glitter bomb guy?
I'm not sure, but
I thought that was him.
it
And
could
then
have been,
People
yeah.
determined, they're like, yeah, that's not real, man.
Well, all the glitter bomb videos
Are fake. Yeah.
and then it's so funny. Like,
But there are real bomb videos where people have like gone crazy and been like, well, I'm stopping porch pirates, but they actually go too far.
Right.
And they hurt people.
Oh, okay,
Those are
yeah.
out there too.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is a crime.
Oh, big time.
That I
It's a
never
federal crime.
understood. Like back in the day, like you could not put a pit of spikes outside of your gate, and because you had
No.
some sort of robber come multiple times. Like if you put a booby trap and then they fall into it and hurt themselves, like you're responsible for that.
It's
which
cool.
never made sense. Which I was always confused by. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
I worked
That
really hard on
doesn't
this movie,
work.
John. I put those spikes down in there, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the founding fathers wanted us to have that right.
All right, you want to take a break?
Yeah. We will take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.